Donald Trump has been mad at you for a very long time.
Over a decade.
Over a decade.
Yes. You know, there was a Tara O'Connor, I believe her name was, a young Irish lass who was Junior Miss Trump Atlantic City pageant sexist winner.
If Trump gets indicted, it would be really great if Mueller let you serve the papers.
Well,
I feel like
the day after the election, do you think it's going to be okay for me to be there? Or what if he wins? She's like, Rosie, you really have to start working on your negative loop in your brain.
Remember when Rosie O'Donnell and Trump were arch enemies? Well, now she's teamed up with his ex-lawyer, Michael Cohen, to spill all the tea about the Trump marriage. The pair went from sworn enemies to unlikely allies in the weirdest plot twist of 2023. Melania reportedly hit the roof when she heard Rosie and Seth Meyers discussing her marriage troubles on national TV. Turns out, Cohen's been feeding O'Donnell all kinds of juicy details about the Trump household that were never meant to see the light of day. Talk about revenge served ice cold. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Sometimes the world gives us friendships so bizarre, you'd think they were cooked up by a TV writer desperate for ratings. Who would have imagined Rosie O'Donnell, Trump's loudest and longest-running critic, becoming besties with Michael Cohen, the same guy who once pledged unwavering loyalty to the Orange Man himself? It's like finding out your cat and dog not only get along but have started a book club together.
And she's the prostitute. And who is he? He's the moral arbiter of 20-year-old behavior now, right? So then I said, you know, some facts that I just went on Wiki. And he said, just want you to know, I've forgiven her. And this young woman, I'm like, what is he, the pimp? And I remember as a child feeling, wow, there's no safety in my house. And look, there's no safety in the world. And all of that came right up when he, you know, first of all, when he announced, I was like laughing my ass off.
Same here. It's been really, we've sort of made the joke on the show that he's flip-flopped on everything except you.
It's actually very true.
Let's rewind to 2006 when Rosie first took aim at Trump on The View, criticizing his fake moral stance and his bankruptcy history. Trump's response, calling her fat, a slob, and a real loser. Thus began one of Hollywood's most bitter feuds, with Rosie repeatedly calling out Trump's behavior while he continued taking cheap shots at her appearance. Real presidential stuff, right? Meanwhile, there was Michael Cohen, Trump's personal pit bull attorney for over a decade. This was the guy who famously declared he would take a bullet for his boss. Cohen handled Trump's dirtiest work, threatening people, arranging hush money payments, and cleaning up scandals. He was the ultimate yes man, the fixer who made Trump's problems disappear faster than diet soda in the Oval Office. But life has a funny way of flipping the script. In 2018, Cohen found himself sentenced to prison for tax fraud and campaign finance violations related to those hush money payments. Suddenly, the loyal soldier was all alone, abandoned by the very man he'd protected for years. And that's when the strangest plot twist happened. In 2019, Rosie O'Donnell, yes, the Rosie O'Donnell, decided to hop in her car and drive all the way to the federal prison in Otisville, West Virginia. Her mission? To visit Michael Cohen, the man who had represented her arch nemesis for years. Nobody saw this coming. It's like finding out Darth Vader and Princess Leia started hanging out for coffee after work. What happened during that visit would change everything. For 6 hours, these former enemies reportedly sat together, holding hands during emotional moments, forming a connection nobody could have predicted. When asked later about this unlikely friendship, O'Donnell described Cohen's situation with surprising empathy. When someone is in a relationship that's unhealthy and breaks free, it's a very lonely time. Turns out shared trauma creates stronger bonds than shared success ever could. Both had been targets of Trump's wrath. Rosie publicly humiliated for years, Cohen privately betrayed and abandoned. Their friendship continued to blossom through regular communication, eventually leading to O'Donnell becoming the first guest on Cohen's podcast, aptly named Mea Culpa. Talk about a redemption arc. The benefits of this odd alliance go both ways. For Cohen, having someone of Rosie's stature in his corner helped rebuild his image with Trump critics. No longer just Trump's fixer, he became something of a whistleblower hero to the anti-Trump crowd. For Rosie, she gained access to insider information from someone who had spent years in Trump's inner circle, the ultimate "I told you so" ammunition. Their connection became particularly meaningful during Cohen's testimony against Trump. O'Donnell sent encouraging texts, "Breathe, relax, tell the truth," "You got this, I love you." Cohen responded with genuine gratitude, revealing the depth of a friendship that had evolved far beyond political convenience. In a world of transactional relationships, they'd found something authentic in each other. What turns a loyal attack dog into the world's biggest snitch? When you look behind those encouraging texts and hand-holding prison visits, something far more explosive was brewing between Michael Cohen and Rosie O'Donnell. Their friendship wasn't just about emotional support, it became a pipeline for Trump's most private secrets to flow directly to his archenemy. As Trump's personal attorney for over a decade, Cohen wasn't just handling legal paperwork. He was basically the keeper of the keys to Trump's kingdom of secrets. Think about it. This guy had a front row seat to everything. Business deals, hush money payments, and yes, even what went on in the presidential marriage bed. When you're that close to someone for that long, you see everything. The good, the bad, and apparently the stuff that would make Melania's carefully controlled expression crack wide open. The guy who once proudly declared his undying loyalty to Trump eventually found himself thrown under the biggest bus in political history. When Cohen faced legal trouble for things he claimed to have done at Trump's direction, where was his boss? Nowhere to be found. The abandonment hit Cohen hard. Imagine going to prison while the guy you protected for years tweets mean things about you from the Oval Office. Talk about a betrayal sandwich with extra humiliation sauce. This is where Cohen's transformation really kicked into high gear. The loyal soldier who once intimidated reporters on Trump's behalf became the star witness against him in multiple investigations. The same mouth that used to say, "Mr. Trump is a great man," started spilling tea hot enough to make Tucker Carlson's bow tie spin. With O'Donnell sending those supportive messages during his testimony, Cohen found not just a friend, but someone who understood what it felt like to be in Trump's crosshairs. Their conversations reportedly went far beyond just comforting words. Behind closed doors, Cohen allegedly shared intimate details about the Trump marriage, things that were never, ever meant to reach the public ear. And who better to tell than someone Trump had publicly humiliated for years? The bombshell moment came when O'Donnell appeared on Seth Meyers' late-night show. In front of millions of viewers, she casually dropped marriage secrets that could only have come from someone deep inside Trump's inner circle. And let's be honest, there's only one person who fits that description and was now besties with Rosie. The audience ate it up like candy, but down in Mar-a-Lago, you could practically hear Melania's fury reaching volcanic levels. Seth Meyers, never one to miss a chance to skewer Trump, gave these revelations the full late-night treatment, amplifying them to a much wider audience. What might have been a one-day story became fodder for jokes, memes, and endless social media speculation. It wasn't just the secrets themselves that were damaging. It was having them discussed and dissected on national television by two people Trump truly despises. So why would a man who spent years protecting Trump's image suddenly start airing his dirty laundry? The answer isn't just about revenge, though that's certainly part of it. When Trump abandoned Cohen during his darkest hour, something fundamental broke. The loyalty that had defined their relationship for over a decade shattered, and in its place grew something far more dangerous to Trump, a man with nothing left to lose and everything to gain by telling the truth. The O'Donnell-Cohen alliance isn't the only example of Trump's former allies jumping ship. John Bolton, once Trump's national security advisor, has become a vocal critic of Trump's foreign policy blunders. And who could forget Omarosa's dramatic exit from the White House, where she went from loyal apprentice to publishing tell-all books faster than Trump could say, "You're fired." This pattern of Trump's former besties turning into his worst nightmares shows how his orbit operates like a toxic relationship factory. Political experts point out that the Cohen-O'Donnell friendship represents something bigger, a support group for Trump trauma survivors where the price of admission is spilling the beans on Donnie diapers. The real question keeping Grumpy Trumpy up at night must be, who's next? In Trump's world, today's devoted minion is tomorrow's whistleblower with a book deal. And that, folks, is what happens when loyalty is just another transaction to the orange turd.